Everyone seems to be losing weight so effortlessly, but you just can't. You feel like something is wrong. Your conclusion? Your metabolism must be slow. And now you clicked on this video because you still have hope. And maybe you expect me to tell you how to boost your metabolism by what to eat and how to exercise, but we're going to do things a little differently here and focus on the real deal. So if you really are serious about improving your metabolism and losing weight for good, there's definitely hope. So watch this video to the end for an eye-opening solution. However, one last thing, if you're looking for minimal effort tips, I'm probably not the right one for you. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's kick your metabolism into overdrive. But before we jump into the idea of boosting your metabolism, let's first look at how your metabolism works, because this is what you really need to understand. So here's a simplified breakdown of your metabolism when it comes to burning calories. There is your basal metabolic rate. It is the energy your body requires to maintain basic functions like breathing, circulating blood, and cell production, while at complete rest. So without you moving, without you doing anything. So basically you being in coma. BMR acts as the foundation for your daily energy needs. And this is what we mean when we talk about a slow or a fast metabolism. We mean the BMR part, as it accounts for up to 70% of your daily calories burned. Then there's the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, the calories you burn through your everyday activities that aren't structured exercise, like gardening, cleaning your house, being at work, etc. Then there's the thermic effect of food. This is basically when you eat, your body expands energy to digest, absorb, and process the food you've consumed. And then, of course, when you exercise, there is the exercise activity thermogenesis. And this whole thingy is called your total daily energy expenditure. Now, if we assume that our BMR is slow, it is because we are not seeing the weight loss results we expect, right? And while sometimes our conclusion is justified, sometimes it's not. First, many of us track our progress solely on the scale, and if we don't see the numbers go down or don't go down fast enough, we automatically assume our metabolism is slow. Sounds logical, right? The kicker is that while the scale may not move much, we could be losing inches for weeks. But what we often don't do is keeping track of our inches. Now, in that case, our metabolism isn't slow. We just don't track our progress properly or aren't as patient as we should be. Another scenario could be that you haven't consistently and accurately tracked your calories intake for at least 8 weeks, if at all, and therefore haven't seen any progress. So in this case, your metabolism isn't slow, you just weren't in a calorie deficit when you thought you were. In fact, many people who think their metabolism is slow have never tracked calories before. This could be because it's just simpler to find an excuse for the lack of progress rather than genuinely putting in the work. I apologize if this comes across as harsh, but quite often it's just a bitter truth. So at this point, the first thing you need to do is to track your calories super accurately for a few weeks, weighing every gram that goes into your mouth and logging it into your tracking app. And even here, we can't completely rely on it, simply because while calorie calculators and smartwatches can estimate calories, they're not the whole picture. And the calorie information accessible through nutrition labels or calorie tracking apps is inaccurate as well. So even if you diligently count calories, the reality may be that your actual calorie burn is lower and calorie consumption is higher. So to really know if your metabolism is slow or not, there are two routes. And the first option is to gradually reduce your calorie intake every 2 weeks until you start seeing results. As you do that, you also need to keep track of your progress by taking measurements. You must watch how your clothes fit, and you must take progress pictures, because you can't just rely on the scale anymore. And if you want it to be even more accurate, consider also doing a body composition test every 2 to 3 months. This is a test that will basically help you visualize the reduction of fat and if you're exercising, the increase in muscle mass. At the end of the day, if the scale doesn't budge, it doesn't mean your metabolism is slow, because progress can show up in different ways beyond just weight. So it's important to be cautious about making assumptions. Now, this method of decreasing your calories every 2 weeks comes at no financial cost, but it demands an investment of time and patience, and of course, dedicated commitment and meticulous calorie tracking. Now, the second option is to take a BMR test that provides a true assessment of your metabolic rate, simply because it surpasses the accuracy of online calculators due to its deeper insight into your body. So while an online calculator could tell you that your BMR is at 1,500 calories, the BMR test will tell you that it's actually at 1,100 calories. So your metabolism is slower than what the calorie calculator is telling you, right? Now, you can typically get a BMR test done at fitness centers, medical facilities, medical clinics, wellness centers, etc. So you basically have to Google metabolic rate test near me. Now, what if you find out if your metabolism is slow? At this point, you have two choices. You can lose weight by keeping your calories low, which means very low, like those 1,000 calories per day, or work towards recovery. Now, that means no instant weight loss, but amazing long-term weight loss results. And from the bottom of my heart, I recommend the second option, especially if you're doing it without help, simply because consuming a very low amount of calories can further slow your metabolism and have negative side effects for your health. Also, it's really hard and super unrealistic to stay consistent with a calorie goal of just 1,000 calories. Now, if you choose the recovery phase first, which I really hope you do, reverse dieting comes into play. This is a process in which you gradually increase your calorie intake. Your metabolism becomes faster as you consume more calories. And now, while increasing your calorie intake means surplus and so potential weight gain, taking a gradual and controlled approach minimizes the risk. A slight weight gain might occur, but the bigger picture is that this method sets you up for a smoother weight loss journey and sustainable weight loss in the future. I know you know that makes sense, and I know you know that rationally that's the best approach you could take, but emotionally you might still be feeling a little unsure because you still are emotional and want to lose that weight as soon as possible, right? But you have to really start thinking long term. So how does reverse dieting work? You have to track calories in this case. Imagine this. Your current basal metabolic rate is at 1,000 calories. Now you would use an online calculator to determine your ideal basal metabolic rate. Now, suppose the online calculator says that your ideal BMR is around 1,500 calories. Do you see the gap? You're burning 500 calories less at rest than your calculated requirement. So we are aiming to bridge that 500 calorie gap. Our goal is to elevate your BMR to 1,500 calories. If your maintenance is at 1,600 calories, so 1,000 calories from the BMR and 600 calories from daily activities, during that first week, you'd consume 1,650 calories. Subsequently, in the second week, you would up it to 1,700 calories. Now, this escalation continues until your metabolism gently adjusts to this newfound intake. Now, the goal is to increase your BMR to 1,500 calories and your maintenance calories to 2,100 plus. This process typically spans 2 to 3 months for a complete metabolic recovery, of course, depending on your BMR starting point, right? And I even recommend extending the maintenance phase for an additional month or 2 to solidify these adjustments, and only then go into a weight loss phase. Because honestly, at this point in your life, you should be done with the quick fixes and have become more mature about losing weight. While there definitely are much simpler methods that can boost your metabolism, like eating more protein, etc., if your BMR is really slow, those are only short-term solutions. And the real long-term solution is increasing your BMR through reverse dieting. As much as I try to simplify weight loss and nutrition for you, some things are just a bit more complex because in fact, our bodies are. And your metabolism isn't just a switch to flip, it's a complex interplay of factors. And the path to success here requires patience. And now, to successfully engage in reverse dieting, it is crucial to have a good understanding of calorie counting. And you can get started with tracking your calorie intake by watching these 2 videos next, because they will provide you with the essential knowledge you need to begin your journey. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.